Oh my gosh, guys, what the heck has been happening with Tesla stock? I go away for the weekend, I have a bit of fun, don't really check the news, I come back, what has happened? Tesla stock has crashed massively. Let's read some of these headlines, okay? Tesla stock, it plunges 22% in 1 month as Trump trade fallout's biggest loser. Tesla shares dropped 7.6% in just 1 day. This is a big crash with Tesla stock. I mean, they're now selling for a price of $211, guys. Man, it has crashed big over the past 6 months. Over the past 6 months, okay, it has dropped almost 40%. It's lost almost 40% of its value. So let's get into the reasons why Tesla stock has absolutely been punished by short sellers, by a bunch of other things. Let's get into it right now. There appears to be 3 main reasons why Tesla stock has crashed. So in less than 1 month, the share price of Tesla stock has dropped from $273 to $211. It's fell by more than 22.7% in just that 1 month. While Tesla bulls remain optimistic, the likes of Jeremy and Ale, they're all Tesla bulls, about the long-term prospects of the firm, some strategists are concerned about the cash flow of the business and the performance of the company in key markets such as China. So there appears to be 3 main reasons why Tesla stock has crashed by an absolutely massive amount. It says it all in this article. The first reason was that apparently there has been a report of an alleged autopilot system malfunction, which is really big news because remember when the autopilot system came out, Elon Musk, he was saying this is way safer than any human driver, and now apparently there is a report of a malfunction. I don't know how truthful this report is, but even so, it does make people worried about the whole autopilot function. If you know that the autopilot system can just fail on you and you're going to crash and die in a vehicle, that is big news. But I don't think that's the main reason why the stock has crashed. I'd probably say the main reason is, well, there's two main reasons, okay? The first is a serious cash flow issue, and I've talked about this before. Elon Musk has had to raise more debt and he's had to sell more shares to bring in more money because they have a serious cash flow issue. They don't have enough cash on hand. I've looked at their balance sheet. I've analyzed their balance sheet. I gotta say, it's not attractive in the slightest. It's a very dodgy balance sheet. We've talked about it in previous videos, but let's see what Elon Musk has to say about the situation. He said, "It is important to bear in mind that we lost US $700 million in the first quarter this year, which is over US $200 million per month. That is why going forward, all expenses of any kind anywhere in the world, including parts, salary, travel expenses, rent, literally every payment that leaves our bank accounts must be reviewed." Whew, that is big news. That they literally want to evaluate every type of minuscule expense because they're going through so much cash. They're burning through so much cash to make all of these vehicles, to build their gigafactories. Whew, they're getting through a lot of money, and they appear to be in not a great financial position. It's what I've talked about in one of my previous videos. Their balance sheet is not nice at all. And yeah, if you buy a stock, you really want to make sure that they have a nice balance sheet to them, that they can afford to run as a business. If you can't afford to run as a business, what happens? You go bankrupt. So it's a big reason why the stock has crashed because, investors don't necessarily know how Tesla will perform in the future if it runs out of cash. So this is why Elon Musk has made these big statements saying, we better watch every little expense because we're burning through so much cash. That's probably one of the main reasons why Tesla stock has crashed. But the other main reason why Tesla has crashed is because of this. It's because of the trade war. And I've heard it been saying that Tesla is the worst affected stock from the trade war. Now, you got to be thinking, why has this trade war had such a big effect on Tesla stock? Well, first of all, Tesla has a big portion of their business in China, okay? They're building the third gigafactory in, I believe it's Shanghai, China. And okay, if we look at China from a longer term perspective, they really are into electric vehicles. They're even more into electric vehicles than the US, okay? And this is why the Chinese government, they really want to uplift electric vehicle sales, and they want to get rid of fuel vehicles completely and have pure electric vehicles running on the road. Because, you know, obviously there's a lot of pollution in China, and we all know that electric vehicles are a much more efficient system to run than a fuel vehicle. It's cheaper overall, you don't have to pay for fuel, it doesn't pollute the earth. The Chinese government, it has all the control over these things, so they think, okay, let's promote electric vehicles. And that's what they've been doing. They've been subsidizing electric vehicles in China. This is why NIO stock has done really well. And the other stock that benefited a lot from electric vehicles in China was Tesla. Okay, Tesla made a lot of sales in China. As you can see, it says Tesla Model 3 sales booming in China, while Gigafactory 3 construction going 24/7. Yeah, Tesla made a lot of sales in China, and the reason is because there's such high demand for electric vehicles in China, even more than compared to the US. Now, what has happened? Well, the trade war has been started, basically. It's been intensified, and the Chinese government they really want to punish the US, the companies in the US, anything to do with the US. They're not happy with what's been going on. What does this mean for Tesla? Well, the Chinese government don't want as many Tesla sales in China anymore because they want to punish the US for the tariffs that the US put in place. So if Tesla now sell less vehicles in China, which was a massive market, what's that going to mean? It's going to mean more cash flow issues because they're going to make less sales, and it just means less revenue and profit in general. This is, for me, I'd say this is the main reason why Tesla stock has crashed, because of this trade war dispute between the US and China, and Tesla can no longer benefit as much from China as they once could before the trade war. They've even got that whole gigafactory in China. I do wonder how that whole situation is going to play out. So this is the big reason why the trade war is very big news for us stockholders with pretty much most stocks, because China's a big market. We sell a lot to China, we buy a lot from China, and if the trade war puts tariffs on these products, it just means everything's more expensive and it means less sales in general. So the next question will be, what is next with Tesla stock? As you guys all know, I made a very small position in Tesla recently. I bought some Tesla stock, very small portion of my portfolio. The question is, for all you Tesla owners, for anyone that follows Tesla, what is next? Well, first let's look at the price pattern over the past 6 months, because that's going to give us a general idea of where the flow is with regards to the stock. So over the past 6 months, Tesla is on a big downhill pattern, okay? It's down over or almost 40% over the past 6 months. The pattern for Tesla stock is this at the moment. Downhill unless some positive news comes out, and then it can just spike up like that. We've seen it time and time again. It's gone on a downhill pattern, and then some news comes out, boom, and it pops up. So that's what could happen with Tesla. What do I think the most likely thing to happen with Tesla is? The most likely thing is for it to keep going down. The trade war, it doesn't really look like it's going to be solved anytime soon, and this is going to have a massive effect on Tesla stock. There's been a lot of bad news coming out about Tesla recently. There's been no real change in the news pattern. I think Tesla stock over at least the next month or two, will keep flowing down. Now, the question is, when do I see some potential with Tesla? My personal opinion is when their second earnings report comes out for the year. I think this can maybe change things around a bit, because remember, a lot of the sales from the first quarter are actually going to flow into the second quarter's earnings report. So I think they're actually going to show a strong earnings report for next quarter. Yeah, we might have to wait until that next earnings report before we see Tesla stock come up again. I mean, that's just my opinion, what might happen. Obviously, I don't know for sure. Anyone who says they know for sure, they don't, okay? And yeah, that's what I think will happen with Tesla stock. My honest opinion is that over the short term, it's going to keep flowing down. Let's wait and see. I don't know for sure. But yeah, what I do want to say about Tesla stock is that anyone who has a significant portion of your portfolio in Tesla stock, be wary. There is no guarantee that Tesla stock is going to make you money. They don't have a great balance sheet. They've got nothing to fall back upon. They're not even delivering positive earnings. Okay, they're not a stable business model that you can fall back upon. For example, if you look at Apple, you know they're going to keep selling iPhones. iPhones is a staple throughout consumers' history. Everyone has an iPhone. Apple is a stable stock that you can sort of fall back upon. That's why Warren Buffett bought into it. Tesla stock, it is not a stable stock by any means. It is not a guaranteed stock. It is a speculative play. For me, a pure speculative play. I like the stock. I do think it's got some longer term potential with it. But in saying that, it's very, very risky because you've got nothing guaranteed to fall back upon. You're burning through a lot of money. And if a recession comes, what's going to happen to Tesla stock? They're going to make a whole lot less sales. And their balance sheet, their cash flow problems will only keep going. So considering that we're in such a strong economy and Tesla stock is still having cash flow issues, I really think they need to sort out their balance sheet. It's my one problem with Elon Musk is that I don't know how financially savvy he is and financially conservative he is. He wants to keep growing, he wants to keep building, which is cool, but you do need something to fall back upon. You do need a bit of cash on hand, and you do need to make sure that your working capital is at least in the positive. You want more current assets than current liabilities. So yeah, that would be my one main issue with Elon Musk. Please just get your balance sheet in a bit better order. And yeah, big news with Tesla stock. What a big crash. Yeah, some nasty news to come to. But that's why we have it as a speculative play, because there's no guarantee. We have most of our portfolio in solid value stocks that we don't care if they crash because we can just buy more when they're cheaper. Tesla stock is no guarantee. It's more of a speculative play. It's only a small portion of my portfolio. And but it could make a lot of money, or it could lose a lot of money. I personally believe in the long-term outlook of Tesla, of electric vehicles, of Elon Musk. Short-term, really, honestly, anything can happen. Let's see what happens, guys. Tell me what you think of Tesla in the comment section. Don't be mean. Nah, you probably will anyway, but that's all right. Tell me your honest thoughts. I will read them. But yeah, thanks for watching. Whew, man, I'm going to have a cold shower or something after reading that news. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, everyone.